You know what, since I'm gonna try and do some sort of schedule when it comes to my uploads on this channel, I thought, you know what, I might as well try and find something to make content out of. And what better thing to make content out of than by reviving the Strolling Through Reddit series. I haven't done a Strolling Through Reddit video in quite some time, and now I'm going through a subreddit that honestly I probably should have explored sooner, but never really got around to doing so because I really don't know why. It's called r/AmITheA, or AITA for short. So anyways, first one is AITA for taking away my son's games because he didn't... Can I please actually just like speak correctly for like 5 seconds? AITA for taking away my son's games because he didn't come to church. Already, just by the title alone, like, do I even have to say anything? Like, do I have to say anything? Recently, churches where I live opened, and my wife and I are devout Christians, and we used to attend church every week before the pandemic. On the morning of going to church, my son told us he wouldn't be attending church. I told him to come, and he refused to. He repeated his antics the next week. I got fed up of this and told him that I was taking away his games until he comes to church with us. He called us a lot of expletives and talks to us only when needed. AITA for taking away his games. I told him that since he is living in my house, he needs to follow our rules. Alright, so... couple things here. Alright, so first of all, churches being opened, like... it's like kind of one of those things where it's just like, just because you can doesn't really mean that you should. At least that's how I see it in my opinion. Like, I'm not a really religious person, like in my own personal opinion, if there is some sort of deity that exists that, you know, controls every facet of life as we know it, then, you know, so be it. But as far as I've seen, I don't really see a whole lot of reason to just kind of, like, bow down to some sort of deity that may or may not even exist, But, like, here's the thing, okay? The kid's 13 years old, alright? They're 13 years old. They're, like, basically only entering, you know, the teen phase, if you will. And here's another thing that I'm fairly certain, it should be something that, should be, you know, agreed upon by a lot of people. It's like a thing that, honestly, I'm surprised, you know, people like this don't seem to consider, but forcing your religion upon, like, you know, your younger, like, children and whatnot it's not a healthy thing to do. It's not a good thing to do. Forcing religion just in general is not good, and especially when it comes to children, you really shouldn't do that. You should let them, you know, believe whatever they want to believe. If they believe in your religion, then they'll believe in your religion, and if they don't, well, you'll just have to suck it up and deal with it. I'm sorry, but I just kind of have to be brutally honest here, and the fact that, you know, you can't seem to understand that, and the fact that, you know, you can't seem to understand that even still, we're in the middle of a pandemic and you think that going to church is more important than, you know, not getting the, you know, disease and whatnot. Like, I don't really think I need to even say anything. These people are the assholes in this case. Like, you shouldn't feel the need to punish your child just because he doesn't want to go to something that you personally think is more important than anything else. Alright, let's round off this video with yet another short story. AITA for not allowing my son to download Discord. Oh boy, here we go. My son, 14, came to me yesterday to ask whether he could download Discord on his tablet so he can chat with his friends. I denied the permission because he was going to use it to play Among Us, and I really hate it when he asked for something regarding games because, like, what the fuck, gaming isn't everything. Maybe he could chat with them on WhatsApp, and gaming isn't the only thing you could socially interact. He then said that it was a pandemic and how I am very controlling over what he does with the tablet. I put a parental lock, and how they were supposed to interact with each other. I said that there may be something else, but no, he is not allowed to play games. He is not addicted, but I feel like he will fall into the addiction trap, AITA. So, not only are we dealing with an extremely overprotective parent, an extremely controlling parent, but we're also dealing with a parent that thinks that just because, you know, their child plays just like 1 or 2 video games that they're going to become addicted to video games. Now, here's one thing I will in fact say, you can become addicted to literally anything. Like, you could probably, like, at the end of the day, you could probably be addicted to, like, snorting dust off of, like, you know, a filthy desk or something like that. Like, at the end of the day, people can be addicted to literally anything, and that's just the kind of world that we live in. But just because your, you know, son plays a couple of games here and there doesn't mean that they are going to become addicted to video games. Like, what even? And also, the fact that you are deciding to, like, control, you know, how he is allowed to, you know, contact, like, and communicate with his friends, while also preventing him from, like, you know, being able to play a game, nonetheless, is just kind of, it's just a very stupid thing to do. Like, oh, heaven forbid he asks me to download Discord so that way he can play Among Us with his friends. Nah, you can use a freaking chat service that became irrelevant the moment that it came out. So, you're already the asshole for, just for, you know, not allowing him to have, you know, outside, you know, access and communication with his friends, but you're also the asshole just for being one of those kinds of parents that genuinely thinks that just because your kid plays, like, 1 or 2 hours of a video game that he's going to become addicted. Like, that's just two different levels of becoming, of, like, being an asshole, so, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's the end for today's video. Other than that, you know, that's it. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. Consider, subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm gonna try and start uploading daily, so hopefully that goes over well. And, one other thing is, you know, go ahead and leave a comment down below what you thought of the video and what you want me to talk about next. And, yeah. That's it. See ya.